Test. Test 1, 2, 3. Mic check. About a 20-second delay. Stay tuned, everyone, for Dayton Flyer hockey against the Miami Redhawks. We'll have a game preview in just a few moments. The teams are out warming up. And we are actually going to start a few minutes early. The high school game that was played before this ended early, so we are going to start a little early. It's the Dayton Flyers against the Miami Redhawks. These two teams played last night, with Miami winning at 6-0. A shutout by Zach Wiseman, and Wiseman is in goal for Miami. He's 1-0 with 0 goals against average. Meanwhile, for the Dayton Flyers, it'll be Jack Studnicka in net. He's 0-7 with a 542 goals against average and 848 save percentage. The Miami Redhawks are coached by Mike Rooney. Assistant coaches Mike Sens, Ryan Gaso. The Dayton Flyers are coached by Tony Morris. Assistant coaches Brandon Moravich, Chris Sands, Chad Morris. The Flyers come in at 1-8-0. The Redhawks are 10-1-0. The Flyers in their white sweaters, red trunks with the Columbia blue trim. The Redhawks are in their all cardinal red. And we are underway. From the opening draw, the puck in the Miami zone. Back come the Redhawks. Here is Schmidt. Schmidt cuts behind the net. Jake Schmidt. He's checked in the corner. Puck kicks free to the point. It's held in there. Wrist shot is off a stick high in front of the Dayton net. Then the Flyers' Aiden Ward clears the puck away. After it for Miami is Eber. Eber shoots to center. The Flyers dump it right back in. We're playing 20-minute periods. My name is Kent Jacobs. We emanate from the Kettering Ice Arena in Kettering, Ohio, a suburb of Dayton. Jake Schmidt lost the puck behind him at center ice. Flyers in their own end. Spencer DeLeo behind his own net. Pass to Martini on the right wing to center ice. Pass for Bobby Bradley. Back for Martini at center, and he'll dump it in behind the Redhawk net. There for Dayton is Umhafer. Pass behind the net, deflected away, broken up, and the Redhawks come back. Here's Kessing. Kessing drops it off for Sullivan. Back to Kessing. Wraps it around the boards for Orlowski. Orlowski. He's checked along the rear boards at center. Flyers recover at their own blue line. No score. We're 2 minutes into period number 1. Team captain of the Dayton Flyers, Bobby Bradley, lost the puck. It's stolen away by Hartwell of Miami, but it's cleared away. Redhawks Hawks moving right to left into the Dayton zone. Behind the Flyer net is Fratto. Fratto, pass back to the point. Several players bang for it along the boards. Puck kicks free back to the Red Hawk line. Played there by Gamicia. Gamicia pass along the left wing boards. Broken up, and the Flyers dump it back behind the Miami net. Starting out for Miami is Trincala. Trincala shot by Emery. It was Trincali to Emery, and Emery took the shot, and a save made by Jack Studnicka of the Flyers. The Flyers come in ranked 127th in Division II of the ACHA, 250th overall in the ACHA. The Miami Redhawks are second in Division II. There's a shot, save, Studnicka. Another shot, and that's a stick save by Studnicka. Puck centered again, but behind the Miami player. Another shot. Uncorked by Joe Gamicia, deflects wide. Redhawks putting on heavy pressure. Shot blocked. It was off the stick of J.T. Kelly of Miami. Flyers trying to get it out of the runner end. Pass for Kevin Bora. Far side at the red line. Bora picks it up. He'll slide it behind the Miami net. There's a pass intercepted by the Redhawks. Fratto will dump it in behind the Dayton goal. We're 4 minutes into the opening period and scoreless. And these two teams played last night in Oxford with the Redhawks winning 6-0. Behind the Flyer net, Douglas. Douglas back for Kelly. He couldn't control it. Redhawks have to leave the attacking zone. And the Flyers' Dylan Ployce plays it. Ployce checked. Puck kicks free to the blue line. Held in there by Miami's Massey. Rimmed along the far side. Now shot to center. Recovered by Miami's Billy Eber. And dump it in. Back for the Flyers is Mark Pichetti. Pichetti checked by Henry Frost. Puck in front. Shot. Save. Rebound. And Studnicka on his knees, and I think he's got it. No goal. So a great stand by Jack Studnicka to keep the puck out of the net. Big chance for the Redhawks' Henry Frost. Players to watch in this game, Miami, their leading scorers are Hunter Wallace and Orlowski, Matt Orlowski. Flyers leading goal scorer, Spencer DeLeo, with 4 goals. And Anthony Martini with 4. The Redhawks led by Matt Orlowski with 8 goals and Hunter Wallace with 8. Face off in the Dayton zone. We remain scoreless. 5+ minutes into the opening period. Jake Feifel will dump it in. Studnicka for the Flyers. Out of his crease behind the net to set it up. Flyers tried to clear it, but it's intercepted there by Schmidt. He'll slip it back in the corner. Here's Schmidt. Gets it back behind the net. Jake Schmidt. He lost the puck. Picked up by Bradley of Dayton. Bradley flips it high to the blue line. It's stolen away. A shot. And it's wide off the stick of Hunter Wallace of Miami. Puck comes in on goal, and it's a save made right there by Zach Wiseman. Wiseman spelled Waizmann. There's a shot blocked in front of a stick of Castell. Holding the puck in. Brennan tries to center, but the Redhawks come back. They're behind the net now, into the corner for Miami. Well, Hartwell, he's checked. He's tied up. Loose puck behind the net. Now drop back to the point for Trincala. Or check that. That was Sullivan, Jake Sullivan. His shot is blocked. Flyers pick it up. Coming back is Stuber. Stuber lost the puck behind him as he moved into the Miami slot. Now back come the Redhawks. No score. We're almost 7 minutes into the first period. For Dayton, Dylan Ployce. Ployce tripped up and goes down as Lacombe, I beg your pardon. That was a shot. And Studnick got a pad on that. Dylan Ployce working 1-on-2, trying to cut in front of the Miami net. And there to cover the puck is goalkeeper Zach Wiseman. Nice stick work down there for the Flyers. Well, a good start for this Dayton team. As we're past the 7-minute mark into the first period, and we remain scoreless. Last night's game, it was 2-0 Redhawks after 1, 4-0 after 2, and then 6-0 the final. Is the delay right now is one of our officials is repairing some ice. That's Ty the Tank Wilkinson. The other officials, Steve James and Greg Sign. Those are the three officials that are refereeing tonight's contest. There's Ward, a shot, and the save by Wiseman off his big blocker pad. Flyers trying to make a play in the Miami zone. Centering pass intercepted by Emery of Miami. Can't get it out. Ward holds it in. Ward lost the puck in the corner. Ward and Lapari fighting for it. Redhawks come away. Here they come. Left wing Orlowski. Orlowski pass over for Kelly. It's too far ahead of him. There's Kevin Bora of Dayton. Bora flips it ahead, intercepted by Gamichia. Gamichia checked. Flyers chip it in behind the Redhawk net. Under 12 to go in the period. Loose puck, Brett Smith into the Redhawk zone. Smith circles back to the point. Smith drops it off to the circle, and a shot is swept wide. And the Redhawks clear the zone. Back for Dayton is Alex Pompina. Pompina to Bradley. Back to Pompina in his own zone. Pompina behind his own net, looking to start out, looking for a clearing. Pass to the corner, intercepted by Douglas of Miami. And Douglas lost the puck. Now a shot, and it's blocked in front. Loose puck, Amici, a shot, and that's deflected wide off the stick of Douglas of Miami. Massey drops it behind the net. Several players bang around there, and the puck comes out to center for the Flyers. McClymon's had it, and now there's a whistle, and we have got a hooking minor coming up. And it looks like it's on the Redhawks, Caleb Feifolt. Feifolt spelled Fifolt. The Dixon power play with the score tied 0-0 with 10:51 to go in period number one. Hessing of Miami. Hessing check. Loose puck Frost. Frost clears the zone. Studnicka sets it up at the other end for Brett Smith. Smith works around a check. Weaves his way to center. Left wing pass Bora into the Miami zone. Bora. Drop pass. DeLeo. Centers! Loose in front. A backhander by Ward, and he couldn't quite get his stick on it, and it's cleared away. Aiden Ward trying to backhander in front, but the puck kind of rolled off his stick. Here's DeLeo into the Red Hawk zone. He bangs around and gets tripped up and goes down. 1:05 left in the Dayton power play. Dylan Ployce for the Flyers. For Costello. Back to Ployce. Ployce shadowed by Douglas. Drops the puck off. Now back to Ployce. Dylan Ployce. Pass to his own blue line for Joe Costello. Back for Anthony Martini over the Miami line. Martini back to Costello. Shot! Glove save! That's snapped up by the Redhawks netminder Zach Weisman. And he will hold on. 33 seconds left in the Dayton power play. Down to 9:23 left in the period. There's a shot from the draw. It's wide of the Red Hawk net. Bradley wraps it around for Stuber. He lost it. Back come Wallace the other way. Shot, blocker, save, Studnicka. To rob Hunter Wallace trying to score shorthanded. 10 seconds left of the Dayton power play. Give and go pass at center, deflected back to Bradley. He'll dump it in. Penalties killed off. And Feifel gets back to the Miami bench, and we're 5-on-5 once again. No score. 8.5 to go in the period. Miami shot, stick save, rebound, still loose. Another shot on a rebound. It's blocked in front. And now a trip, and one of the Flyer players goes into the boards, and there will be another Miami penalty. It's going to be, it looks like, on Hunter Wallace. Or is it? No, it's number 5. I beg your pardon. Jake Schmidt. Jake Schmidt from Euclid, Ohio, is heading into the penalty box. We have our chat line open. Whether you're a Flyer fan or a Red Hawk fan, go ahead and type in a message. Let me know where you're from, who you're rooting for, what player you might be rooting for, and we'll mention it here on the air. We're going to have another face-off back in the Red Hawk zone with 8:22 to play in the period. Flyers on another power play chance. They're 0 for 1 on the power play. Here's a shot by Martini. It's blocked. Brett Smith drops it behind the net. DeLeo prodding in at the side of the Red Hawk net. And Miami is able to clear it away down the ice. Studnicka leaves it for Brett Smith. Brett Smith, 1.5 to go in the man advantage for the Flyers. DeLeo for Dayton. Spencer DeLeo works behind the net. Check there by Gamici of Miami. Loose puck, left wing boards. Lacombe clears it for Miami. Back Anthony Martini of Dayton. 7.5 to go. Here's a shot on a puck stolen. And a good chance by the Redhawks. Jack Massey. And Studnicka comes up big. Now we're seeing a little bit more attendance. We started just a little bit early. Starting to see the bleachers across the way fill up a little bit. From the draw in the Dayton zone, Bobby Bradley shakes off a Red Hawk player. Pass for Lipari. Nick Lipari, poke check, still has it. Pass for Bradley, stolen. Flipped down the ice by the Red Hawks. Back to get it, Dylan Ployce of Dayton. Ployce spelled Pleuss. Ployce is wrapped up at center ice by Massey. And back is Eber of Miami. And then he's checked down. A couple of players collide. Puck loose at center. And Massey will dump it in the Dayton zone. Flyers on a power play. Just 15 more seconds. Here's Bobby Bradley. Stick handling, fighting with Douglas. Loose puck, Flyers hold it in. Really did not get a good chance on that power play. It's expired now. Team's back at full strength. Moving in for a shot. And they score! And that's Andy Douglas. And it's 1-0 Miami. Andrew Douglas, his fourth goal of the season. A Wilmette, Illinois native. And the Red Hawks lead it 1-0. They'll take a face-off back at the other end. 6 minutes to play in the opening period. It's going to be Hunter Wallace of Miami taking the face-off against, it looks like, Liam McClymans. Flyers in their own zone. There is Metzger. Metzger pass to center, intercepted by Wallace. Wallace dumps it in. Wallace trying to hold it in. Wallace chases it down in the corner. Opposite corner, Orlowski. And now a whistle, and we've got, what do we have? An interference minor penalty. And it looks like, will it be a Dayton Flyer going to the box? It will be. And it is Sebastian Althoff. Seabass. Sebastian Althoff heads to the box. Sebastian out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Sophomore, pre-dental student. From the face-off. Now the Red Hawks on a power play chance. Here's Hartwell. Moves it over for a shot from Orlowski, who deflected wide. Hartwell passes behind the net for Kelly. JT Kelly. Drops it back to the point. Now a one-timer, and that's blasted wide. Puck picked up by McCormick. Now in the corner is Orlowski. Shot. And they score! Power play goal by the Red Hawks, and they lead it 2-0. And that goal scored by Matt Orlowski. Matt Orlowski, his 9th goal of the season, native of East Amherst, New York. Now it's 2-0 for the Red Hawks. There's a pass and then a stick save made by Studnicka. Trincala had that shot. Red Hawks hold in. loose at the line, and the Flyers able to chip at the center. Back is JT Kelly. Kelly checked by Stuber. Over to Gamicia. Gamicia flips it to center ice for Trincala. He's checked. And puck kicks up over the boards, and we're going to have a face-off. Douglas and Orlowski, the two goal scorers for the Red Hawks. In this first period, they lead it 2-0. From the draw, Bradley. For Dayton, pass at center. For Rutherford, off his stick. Red Hawks back to get it in their own end. Gamicia lets it slide to center. Back for Dayton is Costel. Joe Costel's pass intercepted. Here's a shot. Pad save by Studnicka off the stick of Jack Massey. As an errant pass, an errant clearing pass was intercepted by the Red Hawks. And they nearly cash in. But Studnicka with the big leg pads keeps it out. One of the Flyers, Ted Stuber, speaking with Ty the Tank Wilkinson, the official. There's a shot loose in front and swept just wide on a rebound. Red Hawks control. There's a shot. Save. Rebound to the point. Chopped behind the net for Frost. Puck centered. It's broken up by Pichetti of Dayton. He shoots to the blue line for Ward. Aiden Ward. Ward ridden into the boards there by Kelly of Miami. Whistle to stop play. Interference, minor penalty coming up. And that will be on none other than Miami Red Hawk player JT Kelly. So interference minor. Did you see this chat about the volume? I know. Yeah, I know. Oh, that's right. Okay. So JT Kelly in the box. Smith trying to hold it in. It gets past him. Martini has it. Now we've got a whistle and a minor penalty against Dayton. So Brett Smith is heading out for Dayton. Brett Smith. We apologize. We're a couple of folks saying still hard to hear, and we'll try to fix that at the intermission. We'll try to get the volume turned up. There's just a few minutes left in this period, and we'll try to fix that at the intermission coming up. So Brett Smith in the box for Dayton. Brett Smith from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, an engineering major. So we are 4-on-4 right now with one player each in the box, and that is an icing violation against Dayton. And we will take the face-off back in the Flyer zone to the left of Jack Studnicka. And we're 4-on-4 for another minute 33. And then the Red Hawks will have a very brief power play chance. Here's Orlowski. Drop pass intercepted by the Flyers. Back they come the other way. Spencer DeLeo. Poke check. Loose puck. Held in by the Flyers. And Brennan takes a shot that's wide. From the carom of the end boards, back come the Red Hawks the other way. Here is Mike McCormick. McCormick works around Brennan. Behind the net, drops it to the point. Wind up shot off a stick wide. It was shot by Gamicia of Miami. Here's Gamicia again, trying to work in front. Drops it back. Gamicia, rink wide pass. Schmidt, his shot right on. And save made. All right, Anthony Martini trying to get the puck out of the zone. It's held in by the Redhawks. Working into the slot is McCormick. Drops it over for Wallace. Back for Feifelt. Feifelt to Gamicia. Feifelt, right wing. Feifelt drops it off for Wallace. Hunter Wallace centers. Puck loose. It's tipped away to center. Now the Redhawks on a one-man power play for 15 seconds. Hunter Wallace, left wing, flipped it through to the near wing corner. Now here's Eber's shot is wide from the right point. Schmidt has it for Miami. Schmidt for Wallace. Pass off the stick of Feifeld, but he holds it in. Penalties both killed off. We're back to 5-on-5. 2-0 Miami. Here's Hunter Wallace in the corner. Drops it back to the left point. Shot! And it tips right through the goal crease off the stick of netminder Jack Studnicka. There's a centering pass, one-timer, and a big save right there by Studnicka on Jake Schmidt. Nice one-time tip by Schmidt from the slot right in front of the net. Jack Studnicka has given up a couple of goals in this period, but he's actually played very well. There's Hartwell, wins the draw for Miami, but the Flyers control the puck. Bora working around Ferguson, trying to slip in front for DeLeo, but it's deflected to the corner. Behind his own net, Kessing wraps it around to the blue line. Flyers hold it in. Now Kessing gets it back for Miami. Pass up for Ferguson. Ferguson ices the puck the other way, and we'll have a face-off. So icing against the Redhawks, and we'll take a face-off back the other way. Left wing circle of the Miami zone to our left. Redhawks win the face-off. That was Hartwell that won it. Back in the corner for Ferguson, but the buzzer sounds the end of period number 1. And just like last night, after one period of play, the Miami Redhawks lead the Dayton Flyers by a score of 2-0. We appreciate everyone's messages. Madeline Rutherford said the volume is a little bit better, so we hope that's taken care of. And we will have the ice resurfacing. And again, my name Kent Jacobs, and we appreciate you joining us tonight from the Kettering Ice Arena. The Flyers lead or trail the Miami Redhawks by a score of 2-0. Goals in this first period by Andy Douglas of Miami. Douglas spelled with 2 S's, Douglass. And the other goal by Matt Orlowski. And again, last night after one down in Oxford, the Redhawks led 2-0, and that's where we stand once again. the Miami Redhawks certainly have one of the finest hockey programs in this region, as they have a Division One NCAA team, and they also have Division Two and a Division Three ACHA club teams as well. And all of their teams are doing very well. Of course, this Miami Redhawk Division Two ACH team that we're watching right now is 10-1 on the season, and their Division Three team is 5-3, and their NCAA Division One team is 4-1-1. Of course, it was some years ago, was it 10 or 12 years ago? If you are a Miami rooter, you might be able to help me with this in the chat. What year did the Miami Redhawks Division One NCAA team go to the Frozen Four and play for the national championship? If you know, type it in, and I'll keep an eye on it. We did get a message from Brian Jones. He says, "Go Flyers," so we appreciate that. If you're a Red Hawk rooter, we'd like to hear from you as well. What player you might be rooting for, and obviously any Flyer fans, if you're rooting for a specific player, go ahead and let us know. We'll get a shout out for that young man during the course of the game. So the Miami tradition of hockey is very deep. And I was speaking with their coach, Mike Rooney, before the game, and he said they had over 130 kids try out for their club teams, and so it's just a magnet for hockey down there in Oxford. Why? I don't know. But certainly Miami has become what you call a hockey school. As University of Dayton, of course, is a basketball school. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. The Dayton Flyer basketball team is one of the finest programs in the country, and certainly one of the finest mid-majors. But Flyer basketball is already ranked 24th in the country before the season even starts here in a few weeks. But taking a look at other Flyer athletics right now, today today on the gridiron in a game played down in Texas, the Dayton Flyer football team defeated the Stetson Hatters by a score of 23-20. And so the Dayton Flyer football team is 5-2 on the season. So the Flyer football squad having a good season. The soccer programs for both men and women is doing very well at UD. The men's UD soccer team is 9 wins, no losses, and 4 ties. And the women's soccer team is 13 wins, 3 losses, and 1 tie right now. So Flyer soccer, both the men's and the women's, are doing extremely well. Combine those two teams, then Flyer soccer is 22-3-5 on the season. So a great job done by the Flyer soccer team so far, and the Flyer football team. Yeah, I was speaking with Mike Rooney, the head coach of the Miami Redhawk squad here tonight, and he coached the Division III Redhawks team last season, and they won their conference. So he kind of got a promotion. He got bumped up to the Division II team, and his assistant coaches are Mike Sens and Ryan Gaso. And we mentioned the Flyer coaches, of course, Tony Morris, head coach of the Flyers. Was a member of the Flyers 2006 National Championship Division ACHA Division II team from Wright State. And one of his assistant coaches, Chris Sands, was the head coach of that team. And Tony was the captain of that national championship team. And Brendan Moravec and Chad Morris, the other two assistant coaches for the Flyers. Taking a look at the ACHA standings, I got a shout out, first of all, Judy Orlowski, who was a Red Hawk rooter. Judy says, shout out to Matt Orlowski, number 14 from Grandma, from the Red Hawks. So thanks, Judy. She gives a shout out to Matt Orlowski of the Red Hawks, and Matt was one of the goal scorers in the first period. It was Andy Douglas scoring for the Red Hawks. Andrew Douglas out of Wilmette, Illinois, his fourth of the season. And then Matt Orlowski from East Amherst, New York, his ninth of the season, which now leads the Red Hawk squad in goals with that tally from Orlowski. But taking a look at the records right now in the Tri-State Collegiate Hockey League, the conference that both the Flyers and these Red Hawks are in, ACHA, which is the NCAA of club hockey across the country. And the Tri-State Collegiate Hockey League is the conference that the Flyers and Red Hawks play in. Right now, the Miami Red Hawks lead the league with a 10-1 record. The Kentucky Wildcats, who the Flyers saw at the beginning of the season, are 8-2-1. The Ohio Bobcats, surprising start at 6-0 on the season. So the Ohio University Bobcats doing very well. Michigan Wolverines club team, they're off to a good start at 6-1. The Indiana Hoosiers are 6-2. The Louisville Cardinals are 6-4. Ohio State Buckeyes are 3-3. They, of course, also have a Division I NCAA team. The Bowling Green Falcons, who the Flyers saw a few weeks ago, are 3-4. The Flyers come in at 1-8. They're in ninth place in the league. And rounding out the league in 10th place are the Xavier Musketeers. The Muskies have yet to get in the win column. They're 0-6 on the season. So the Zambonis got a couple more rounds to make. And then we'll get underway for the second period. We appreciate everybody joining us here as we're at Kettering Ice Arena at the Kettering Recreation Center facility in Kettering, which is a south suburb of Dayton, and the home rink of the Dayton Flyers, and also several high school programs in this area as well. And we know we have a lot of viewers that are from out of state, so they're unfamiliar with this area. And Kettering is just to the south of the city of Dayton. We'd like to mention the sponsor that we have for the rink here at Kettering Ice Arena, the Alta Fiber Phone Network, formerly known as Cincinnati Bell. Alta Fiber, connecting Kettering with new fiber optics. So if you're in this region, You might want to hook up with Alta Fiber, as they're one of the finest um, connectivity companies in this region, and they are the sponsor of the board's sponsor here at the Kettering Ice Arena. So one period in the books. Unofficial shots on goal. Looks like Miami is leading 16-3 in shots on goal in this first period. That's unofficial. We appreciate our uh, Jeff Duford, our engineer and camera operator, a producer, and a statistician. He's keeping the shots. He's running the camera, and he's trying to uh, help get some of the sound glitches we had earlier fixed as well. So Greg is our one man engineer crew, and he's a volunteer. And we appreciate Jeff getting us on the air every home game here for the Dayton Flyers. My name is Kent Jacobs, and I'd like to personally give you guys a shout out and everybody joining us. You're supporting all these college players, whether they be on the Dayton Flyers or the Miami Redhawks. All the fellas appreciate your viewership this evening, and we look forward to a couple more exciting periods of hockey. While the Zamboni is tucked away back in his little garage area, and we are going to get ready for the second period of play as they drag the nets back out. That's one of the Red Hawk players. Lets out a whoop. I don't know if you could hear that or not. Well, we've got a fair crowd here tonight on a Saturday evening. Usually we get a little bit bigger crowd, a little more raucous crowd, but it was just if you're not from this area, it was just a phenomenal day weather-wise this afternoon in the Dayton area. Temperatures in like the mid 70s and just like sunny, just absolutely fantastic. And I'm sure there are a lot of the students that on a maybe a cold fall or cold winter's day would maybe come down here to the rink to watch the game that are probably out carousing, maybe outdoors, as it's still very nice even after dark. It's still really nice, and it's supposed to be really nice tomorrow. And then we'll get back to fall. It's going to feel kind of like summer tomorrow, and then it will get back to autumn. Luis Rodriguez, good to hear from you. Great job by the announcer. Shout out to me. Well, thank you very much, Luis. Appreciate that very much. That's very kind of you to pass that along. We are all set. Puck dropped, and we're underway. It's 2-0. Red Hawks. Miami in their all red, and the Flyers in their white sweaters, red trunks with the traditional Columbia blue trim. Here come the Red Hawks with Jake Schmidt centering, shot, saved, and the rebound cleared away as Matt Orlowski tried to score once again, but a pad save by Jack Studnicka. Studnicka in the net for the Flyers. At the other end, it's Zach Wiseman of Miami. He played last night, got a shutout, and he has one again so far. Here's a shot, stick save by the Flyer netminder, Studnicka. Puck held in by Orlowski, shot wide from the left point. Dylan Poyce of Dayton. Poyce chips it for Hafer. Couldn't control it. Centering pass, shot, and a stick save by Studnicka on Lacombe, who got a shot away. Kelly shoots to the near boards. Picked up for the Redhawks by Hartwell. Centering pass. Nobody can control it for the Redhawks. Flyers trying to clear the zone. They do. Ployce over the Redhawk line. Ployce. He's checked by Gamichia. A couple of number 4s go at it. Now circling JT Kelly. Back for Gamichia of Miami. Now for Orlowski or Gamichia. Gamichia trying to get a shot away, but he's checked by Brett Smith of Dayton. Flyers coming back. Here they come. Here is Costelk. Costelk drops it off for Stuber. Stuber behind the net. Stuber centers. It's broken up. Holding it in is Stuber. Stuber, a wrist shot blocked on defense by the Redhawks. Flyers keep it in. Stuber in the corner. Looking to make a play. Fans on the centering pass. Brett Smith holds it in. Hit shot. Pad save by Wiseman. Flyers trying to put on the pressure. But now here's a semi-breakaway. Orlowski, one man back, Smith. Now a shot. That actually was McCormick, not Orlowski. I beg your pardon. Puck held in by Lacombe for McCormick in the corner. McCormick behind the Dayton net. Centers. There's a shot, and that's blocked in front. Eber took the shot from the right point. Now here's McCormick of Miami in the corner for Emery. Pass back to the point, held in. Centering pass, blocked away. That was Eber trying to center it for Miami. 2-0, the Redhawks lead it. We are 3 minutes into period number 2. Joe Costelk of Dayton passes over on the left wing, off a stick to center. Redhawks coming back. Here's Frado. Shot, save by Jack Studnicka. Studnicka spelled Studnicka. Jack Studnicka in the nets once again for the Flyers. Jack out of Macomb, Michigan. He's a mechanical engineering major at Dayton. From the draw, puck flip behind the Redhawk net to our right. Played there by Ferguson. Ferguson lost it. Now gets it back in front of his own net, and he'll chip it to center. Redhawk player checked. Flyers controlling their own end with Pompina, I'm sorry. Puck stolen. There's a shot by Douglas is blocked. Douglas again trying to pull the trigger, and it has it puck checked away. Eber of Miami drops it in the corner for Frost. Frost back for Eber. He's tied up. Now for the Redhawks, Ferguson. He's tied up, and the Flyers get it out of the zone. Stolen by Ferguson. Ferguson will shoot from center, and the save made by the Flyers' Jack Studnicka. Flyers hanging in there. It's been goals by Douglas and Orlowski. And the Flyers trail it 2-0. Orlowski back for Wallace. To Kelly at the point. Orlowski shot. Pad save by Studnicka. Here's Jake Schmidt for Miami. Schmidt has it stripped away. Flyers trying to come back. Here is Nick Lipari of Dayton. Lipari along the far boards. Has it taken away. My Schmidt. Pass for Wallace. Shot, and it's a pad save by Studnicka, and it flips up over the glass into the netting, and that will result in another faceoff. Well, we've got a good one here tonight. 14:51 to go in period number 2, with the Miami Redhawks leading at 2-0. From the draw, Gamicia has to retreat to center ice. Back for Kelly. JT Kelly to Orlowski, who dump it in behind the Dayton net. Bobby Bradley plays it there. Rips it up for teammate Colin Umhafer. Umhafer, there's up ahead. Here come the Flyers. 2-on-1 the other way. DeLeo to Martini. It's blocked away. Umhafer tried to get a whack at it and fanned. Picked up by Gamici. Nice chance by the Flyers. Two of their top scorers, DeLeo and Martini, almost hooking up. There's Brett Smith over the Red Hawk line. He shot is wide. DeLeo controls it. Now has it stripped away. Umhafer trying to hold it in. A tip to center by Orlowski. Now the Flyers back in the Red Hawk room. Rutherford trying to get it to Smith. It's chipped to center. Now back to the Flyers, Stuber. And we've got a whistle. It's like a delayed offside. The play continues. Here's Rutherford. Stuber, shot, stick save by Wiseman. Rutherford tripped up behind the net. Kostelka shot, blocked. Another shot wide by Bradley. Flyers trying to get the puck on that Miami net. Centering pass, broken up by Hartwell. Puck still loose in front. A shot by Rutherford right on, and the save made by Zach Wiseman. Flyers putting on some pressure. They need to get on the board, though, trailing it 2-0. From the shot from the right point is blocked. Back come the Redhawks the other way. Emery behind the net now. Emery on the right wing boards. He's tied up. Puck chipped away to center ice. Now it's shot right back behind the Dayton net. Emery has it. Chris Emery back for Eber. Shot deflected wide. Whistle. And puck tipped up over the glass, and we're going to have another face-off. With 12:41 to play in the second period, it's been Andy Douglas and Matt Orlowski, the two goal scorers, both in the first period, and a whistle right from the face-off as Caleb Feifelt was ready to pull the trigger on a shot, but we're going to redo a face-off as we had a misfire on the draw. From the face-off now, Fratto back for Feifelt. Shot, pad save. Rebound back to the point. Now shot behind the net. Emery. Emery centers. Shot. Save by Studnicka as he is able to keep Joe Trincala out of the net. Nice centering pass, and Joe Trincala pulls the trigger, and Studnicka has to go down to his knees and make a pad save. Now Emery will take the draw for Miami. Loose puck behind the Dayton net, played by Pichetti. Flipped up high to center after Aiden Ward of Dayton. There's big Aiden Ward. He shoves Eber off the puck. Ward back for Poyce at the point. Poyce rammed into the boards. Emery for Miami, tied up by Poyce. Poyce maybe a little bit of a revenge play, but he went up high and is going to draw a penalty. Ployce got hit hard, and then he hit Emery hard back, but high. And are they both going? They're both going. So it's going to be 2 minutes roughing. So we're going to play 4-on-4. It was Emery of Miami and Ployce of Dayton. They went up high, and they're both called for 2-minute roughing minors. And we'll have a face-off at center ice. 12:01 to play, period number 2. Miami up 2-0 from the draw, 4-on-4. Here is Lapari of Dayton. He'll dump it in the Miami zone. After it is Bora. He rams Schmidt into the board hard, and Schmidt is down. And now several players having it out. And Bradley takes a right cross at one of the Miami players along the boards. And Schmidt of Miami was down. I think it's Jake Schmidt. Number 5 was the injured player. He's back on his feet. Schmidt and Kevin Bora goes to the penalty box for Dayton. And it looks like Jake Schmidt going for, no, who is that? That's Hunter Wallace. We've got multiple infractions. Yeah, looks like 2 Red Hawk players in the box. No, it's Emery. I said mistakenly Wallace. It's Emery. Emery and Schmidt. I wish we had public address here during this game, and they would announce the penalties, because the refs don't always let us know up here what's going on. It looks like the 2 team captains are Bobby Bradley of Dayton and I can't get his number, as referee Greg Sine having a word with the Miami captain, and referee Wilkinson speaking with Bobby Bradley, the team captain of the Flyers. It looks like there's going to be a 5-minute major penalty on Dayton, probably for the hit into the boards, and it's Miami's Andy Kessing. I assume he's the team captain. He's the one that's speaking with referee Sine. Now referee Wilkinson still speaking with Captain Bradley of Dayton. Yeah, they continue to sort things out. We had some excitement here, folks, as a scuffle behind the boards, on the boards behind the Miami goal, and that's resulted in multiple penalties. We've got 2 players in the box for both teams, although the Flyers drew a major penalty, and I'm not sure again who the major was on. Now, referee Wilkinson is actually in the Miami penalty box speaking with the Red Hawk players, and so we've got 11:47 to play in the period. Red Hawks up 2-0. Well, we'll see if that chippy play continues, as this second period we had the 2 roughing penalties on Ployce and Emery, as they were shoving each other, and then we had the kind of a near brawl behind the Miami net. So things have gotten a little chippy. But again, these 2 teams played yesterday evening down in Oxford, with the Red Hawks winning at 6-0. Flyers playing a very competitive game. They've been outshot substantially. Looks like 25-6, but Jack Studnicka has played very well tonight in the net for Dayton. Jack, the regular goalkeeper of the Flyers. Meanwhile, at the other end, Zach Weiss playing in only his second game of the season. He played last night and had the shutout and is pitching another one here today. But there are two other regular goaltenders, Noah Kinzinger and Colt Hanks. Both are 5-0 on the season. Or correction, one of them is 5-1. But they are the two regular goalkeepers. The Red Hawks, we'll go over it at the intermission. Their goalkeeping trio is giving up under 2 goals a game, and their defense has a lot to do with that too. Here's a shot by the Red Hawks, Mike McCormick, as he carried the puck all the way down in front of the Flyer net and was able to slip a backhander in on Studnicka, and he makes the save. Jack will hold on for the faceoff. And 11:08 to play in the period. From the faceoff, Kessing, team captain of the Red Hawks. He's checked in the corner, still has the puck. Now has it stripped by Martini, Anthony Martini of Dayton. And then he's stripped from behind by Kessing. Passes behind the net, Sebastian Altoff of Dayton. Pass over for Brennan. Brennan, give and go Martini. Over the Red Hawk line. Martini drops it on the opposite wing, but back come the Red Hawks the other way. Moving in one-on-one, backhand shot is wide of the mark. That was Fratto going all the way, and he almost scored. Now another shot, Orlowski, and the save made by Jack Studnicka. Orlowski almost scoring for Miami. Now back for the Flyers, Brett Smith. In the Red Hawk zone, stops, centers Martini backhander, and a save made by Zach Wiseman as we're end-to-end action with half of the second period to play, 10:04 to go. Period number 2, it remains 2-0 Miami. And right now we are 3-on-3. This should be fun. From the draw in the Miami zone. Smith, Brett Smith, lost it. Now back the other way for Miami. Massey, drop pass, centering. And there is Douglas. Maybe one pass too many by the Red Hawks. Douglas tried to slip it in, but it's wide of the mark. Now back on the ice for the Flyers is Dylan Ployce, as those two penalties have expired. 4-on-4 right now. There's the puck cleared away. And a whistle, and got the stoppage. That's an icing violation against Miami. Face-off Dak in the Red Hawk zone to our right. Pastelk for Dayton. Wrestling. There's a shot right on from the draw, and that was Ted Stuber nearly scoring for the Flyers. Nice chance by big Ted Stuber. He almost put one in 5-hole, but Weissman is able to drop down in the butterfly to his knees and stop that. Flyers win the draw again, but unable to hold it in. Ployce back to center to get it. Ployce for Pichetti. He'll dump it in. Back for Miami, JT Kelly. Kelly starts out. Puts it high to center. Too far down the ice. Icing waved off. Flyers have it in their own end. Here's Stuber coming back into the Red Hawk zone, trying to fight off Gamichia. Puck comes free, and Kostelk trying to get it, but Gamichia steals it away for Trincala. Here is Joe Trincala. Shot, pad save by Studnicka, and he'll hold on. We've seen some very nice goalkeeping by these two netminders this evening. Studnicka for Dayton and Wiseman of Miami. Both have stood tall in their respective creases. 8.5 to play, second period. Redhawks 2, Flyers nothing. Face off deep in the Dayton zone. Wallace wins the draw. There's a shot blocked in front of the Dayton net. McCormick of Miami drops it back for Gamichia. Shot! And Studnicka is able to snare that one with a big mitt. Very dangerous shot from Joe Gamichia at the right point. That could have deflected right in front of the Dayton net, but Studnicka able to pick it out of the air. From the draw, it's Althoff of Dayton. Pass for Brennan. Puck cleared all the way down the ice. Icing waved off. Back from Miami, Gamichia. Gamichia drops it off along the far wing for Trincala. Up ahead, Wallace. Shot wide of the Dayton net. McCormick from Miami. For Kelly. Back to the point. Shot. And it's blocked in front. Red Hawks, here's the pass to the left wing circle and a shot by McCormick. Saved by Studnicka. Rebound cleared. And it's cleared on goal the other way. And a save made by Wiseman. 2-0 Miami. 7.5 to go in period number 2. Kent Jacobs with you from the Kettering Ice Arena in Kettering, Ohio. Here is Hunter Wallace for Miami. He'll dump it in, rimmed around to the near side of the Dayton zone. Loose puck kicks free to the Flyers. Lapari over the Miami line. Drops it off. Backhand shot by Liam McClymans and a stick save by Wiseman. Puck cleared from the rebound. Here come the Redhawks the other way. Loose puck in front. A shot! And it's tipped wide. There's a centering pass again. A shot by Schmidt. And a stick save by Studnicka of Dayton. Puck fought for in the near corner of the Flyer zone. Puck comes free and diving out of the crease, but unable to cover it is Studnicka. Puck still live. There's a shot. Pad save by Studnicka off the stick of Caleb Feifelt. Studnicka has been a very busy young man. Unofficially 30-9. Shots on goal favoring the visiting Miami Redhawks, but they only lead it 2-0. From the draw, Feifel off his stick. The Flyers' Joe Kostelk will shovel it down the ice. Back from Miami is Eber. Bill Eber passes over to the corner, but it's stripped away by Stuber. Flyers still have it. Now a whistle, and we've got an infraction, I believe. What do we have? What do we have here, folks? It looks like another Miami penalty. It looks like Caleb Feifelt, Fifolt. High sticking. Caleb Feifelt out of Columbus, Ohio, is going to have a seat for a couple of minutes. Another power play chance for the Flyers. From the draw, Ployce. Stick handling. Now a shot. Tipped in front. Oh, Bradley almost had a tip in. Loose puck picked up by the Flyers. Lipari is shot on net, and a save made by Zach Wiseman. And Wiseman spelled Waizmann. Big face-off for the Flyers with a man advantage in the Miami zone, but they lose the draw. But Bora steals the puck. Bora drops it back for Smith at the point. Left point, Martini tipped away. Here come the Redhawks. Here's Douglas with Floyd. A shot, save, rebound to the corner. Studnicka keeps it out. Big save again by the Flyer netminder, Jack Studnicka. Flyers on a power play. Need to get things reset. Brett Smith working through neutral ice into the Miami zone. Shot! And it's snared out of the air, shoulder high by Zach Wiseman. They'll hold on. Nice stick work by Brett Smith of the Flyers. Point man going all the way down the ice, and he uncorks a sharp wrist shot, but picked off by Wiseman. Face off Miami zone. Stuber fighting for it with Gamicia of Miami. Gamicia clears down the ice after it for Dayton Joe Kostelk. Kostelk trying to get away from Trincala. Has it stolen away by Emery. Emery of Miami. Checked. Centers the puck. Stolen back by the Redhawks. Shot! And a save by Studnicka. Nice play by Chris Emery to steal the puck away in the Dayton zone and get a good scoring chance from the slot area between the two face-off circles. 39 seconds left in the Miami penalty. Flyers with a one-man advantage, trailing it 2-0. They approach 4.5 to go in period number 2. Lipari pass at center, intercepted by Trincala. They'll dump it back in the Dayton zone. Costello back to get it. Costello drop pass back into the corner. Here come the Flyers the other way. Dylan Ployce into the Miami zone. Ployce trying to flip it in front, chases it back down in the corner. Comes free to Stuber. Shot! He's good! Ted Stuber! A power play goal! And the Flyers cut the Miami lead to 2-1 for big Ted Stuber's second goal of the season. Big Teddy, he is from Rocky River, Ohio, in the Cleveland area. He's a grad student. A big power play goal by the Flyers. Now the other way, a shot and a save by Studnicka. Kicks free to center, and Eber will dump back in for the Redhawks. Flyer back to get it, Althoff. Sebastian Althoff can't clear it, held in by Sullivan. Shot, blocked in front, puck still loose. Shot wide of the Flyer net. Centering pass again, puck loose, and now tipped to center ice. Back for Miami, Eber. Shot behind the Flyer net, played by Brennan of Dayton for DeLeo. DeLeo chased down in the corner by Hartwell of Miami. Loose puck, Orlowski holds it in for the Redhawks. He flips it behind the Flyer goal. 2:50 to go in the period. 2-1, the Miami Redhawks in red lead it. After the puck for the Flyers is Umhafer. Umhafer tripped up, goes down. Eber trying to steal the puck away. He chips it ahead for, it looks like Emery. Now picking up the loose puck for Miami was Schmidt. He's checked. Loose puck as Kelly tried to hold it in for Miami. Pass right in front, wide of the Flyer goal. Orlowski looking to make a play. Orlowski passes over to the near wing boards. Flyer is able to intercept and clear it out. Back is J.T. Kelly of Miami. Pass over for Orlowski. Pass at center ice. Stolen by Bradley of Dayton for Lipari. He's checked. Bradley shovels ahead for Bora. Kevin Bora dumps it in the Miami zone. Back is Joe Gamichia of Miami. For Hartwell, he shovels it down the ice. It's a foot race. Here's Lacombe. Lacombe into the slot, drop pass, shot! Wide of the mark by J.T. Kelly. 1.5 to go in the period. Loose puck, Red Hawk zone. Picking it up, Kelly. He's checked. Couldn't get a clearing pass out. Now it's picked up by Lacombe of Miami. He drops it off to the point. Now looking for a shot. It's high and wide by Emery. Loose puck behind the Dayton goal. Flyers trying to get it out. They do. Now Fratto carries back in the Dayton zone for Miami. Fratto drops it back for Kessing. One-time shot by Frost is broken up in front. Under a minute to go in the period. Sullivan trying to drop it back to Turnkala at the point. It gets past him all the way down the ice, and that's icing. That'll be icing against Dayton, and we'll take the face off the other way. With just 34 seconds left, got a message from Brian Jones. Says, woot. That was after the goal, probably. Shots on goal unofficially 33-12, favoring the Red Hawks. But they only lead it 2-1. Kessing found on a shot, and the puck kicks out of the zone. Red Hawks have to circle back. 23 seconds left in the period. Kessing behind his own net. Andy Kessing. Pass ahead at center, intercepted. Flyers have it. Pichetti dumps in the Red Hawk zone. No icing. It's waved off. Back to Sullivan from Miami, trying to wrap it around. Pass at center ice. There's a long shot at the buzzer by Jake Schmidt. And the period comes to a close. Well, we've got us a game, folks. After 2 periods of play, wait a minute, hold the phone. Do we have something happening? I thought maybe the players were standing around. I thought maybe there was a penalty. I guess not. So that is the end of the period. And after 2, it's Miami 2 and Dayton 1. George Van Horn, we got a message from him. It says, thanks for these broadcasts from a Flyer hockey alumni. Well, thank you, George Van Horn. We appreciate you watching, and the Flyers and the Red Hawks appreciate everyone watching this evening, wherever you are from whatever point of the compass you may be. We have people watching from different parts of the country on most games. Let's go over the goal scores. I don't have assists, unfortunately. They don't have public address here, so I don't know all the assists. That's water, by the way. Let's go over the scoring, folks. Period number 1. Goal scored by Andrew Douglas. Andy, his 4th goal of the season, pardon me. Andrew from Wilmette, Illinois. That was his 4th of the season. And then later in the period, it was Matt Orlowski. Orlowski with his 9th goal of the season, and he now leads the Red Hawk team in goals scored. Matt hails from East Amherst, New York. And after one, it was 2-0 Red Hawks, and it was, as I mentioned several times before, that was the score at the end of the first period last night between these two teams down in Oxford. It was 2-0 Red Hawks, and they subsequently won it 6-0. But things didn't materialize in the second period like they did last night. Last night it was 4-0 after 2 Miami. Well, tonight the Flyers is able to flip the script a little bit as Big Ted Stuber. My goodness, what effort by Ted Stuber to score a goal for Mr. Stuber. That was Ted's 2nd goal of the season. Big Teddy hails from if I can find him, there he is. Rocky River, Ohio, which is in the Cleveland area, on the other opposite corner of the state. And Ted, an interesting story. He is a grad student at law school here at Dayton. And Ted went to Ohio University for his bachelor's and is here at UD Law School as a grad student. So I don't know if he played any hockey for the Ohio University Bobcats. We mentioned in the last intermission how well that team is doing right now. The Bobcats are 6-0. So that's where Ted came from. He graduated OU and then is going to law school here at University of Dayton. So what a huge, huge goal. Great effort by Teddy Stuber on that goal. And it was the first goal of the season yielded by Zach Wiseman. His first game of the season was last night, and he got a shutout against the Flyers 6-0, and had a shutout through one. Well, finally, they're able to get to Wiseman and put one in the net in the 5th period that they're facing young Mr. Wiseman. Zach Wiseman hails from Dublin, Ohio, which is in the Columbus area, Columbus suburb, one of those cities in the kind of I-275 beltway around the city. Dublin, the home of, if you are a golfer, which I'm a bad golfer, you will be familiar with Dublin, Ohio as the home of Jack Nicklaus and his golf course, and they hold the Memorial Tournament, the PGA Tour event. The Memorial Championship is played at the Jack Nicklaus Golf Course in Dublin. That's where Zach Wiseman is from. But we mentioned the Red Hawk goalkeeping. My goodness gracious. Coming into tonight's game, there are 2 starters. They're the 2 fellas that have played 5 games each. Noah Kinzinger, 5-0 with a 160 goals against. And Colt Hanks, who sounds more like a Western movie star rather than a hockey goal keeper, but he's Colt Hanks. And he's 4-1 with a 2 even goals against. and Wiseman came into this game 1-0 with a 0 goals against. So altogether, coming into this game, the three uh, goalies for Miami, uh, 10-1 with uh, just a microscopic goals against of under two, and so hats off to the Miami uh, goalkeeping core. But the Flyers netminder tonight, Jack Studnicka, who's played in every game for the Flyers, and man, what a game he's had tonight. Um, Again, unofficially, as I try to see the numbers, 33-12, the Miami Redhawks are out shooting the Flyers unofficially after two periods of play. So Studnicka has stopped 31 of 33 shots, and Mr. Wiseman has stopped 11 of 12. So, great performance by Wiseman as well, but Studnicka has been a shining star tonight. Really has stood tall in goal tonight for the Flyers so far. You mentioned earlier how some of the other teams are doing in the Tri-State Collegiate Hockey League. Of course, this Miami team, Division II ACHA team, their only loss was against Indiana. That was a 3-2 loss back on September 23rd. That's the only loss has been dealt to this Miami team, and we've got a number of teams off to a really good start in the Tri-State League so far. Miami at 10-1, Kentucky 8-2-1, 8 wins, 2 losses, 1 tie. Kentucky, the Flyers saw them at the beginning of the season, and the Wildcats swept the Flyers on the opening weekend. Wildcats really have it going on right now. Ohio, U 6-0. Michigan, the Wolverines club team, is 6-1. Indiana 6-2. Louisville 6-4. Ohio State 3-3. Bowling Green 3-4. The Flyers played them earlier this season, last month. Flyers came in at 1-8, and Xavier 0-6, and those are the standings right now in the Tri-State League. So, very competitive league right now. It's the top half of this league. The teams are extremely competitive, and should be a very exciting season. As things go on, the Flyers trying to get back. They got back in the game in this second period, outscoring the Redhawks 1-0 to cut the lead to 2-1. And I think the Flyers are going to play inspired hockey in this third period. I think the Stuber goal got them on the board and showed them, hey, we can do this. They had a rough night last night and a rough first period, not getting on the board in 4.5 periods. And then the Stuber goal, I think, kind of lit things up. We had a very eventful second period. I wish I had a log of all the penalties we had in the second period, but we had two roughing penalties. I think it was Ployce and I think Schmidt. I may be wrong about that. But as they uh, shoved each other hard up against the boards on the center ice, opposite wing boards here, and then we had the big fight. I call it a fight. We had a scuffle with maybe some good hard shoves and maybe a couple of punches thrown, but we did have a 5-minute major out of that to the Flyers, and but we had multiple penalties in that second period, and we had a very exciting 3-on-3 stretch and a 4-on-4 stretch, and nobody scored. Those are those shorthanded times. 3-on-3 especially, but 4-on-4. Boy, that's really wide open hockey and very susceptible to scoring chances. But the two goalkeepers again, Studnicka for Dayton and Wiseman of Miami, standing on their heads, as they say, and that's where we stand. It's 2-1. I mentioned at the first intermission some of the other Flyer fall sports, what they're up to right now. The Dayton Flyer football team had a good day today. They defeated the Stetson Hatters. That's right, they make hats down there. It's down in Texas, so they probably make those big 10-gallon hats. The Flyers were able to beat the Hatters in Division One AA Pioneer Football League action, and that moves the Flyer football record up to 5-2. And the men's soccer team doing well, undefeated at 9 wins, no losses, 4 ties, and the women's Flyer soccer team doing very well at 13 wins, 3 losses, and 1 tie. Hmm. And we got another message. Craig Rutherford. We've heard from Craig. You guys do an awesome job. Thank you, Craig. Us parents are extremely grateful for your time. Well, thank you, Craig. I appreciate that. We appreciate everybody's messages. George Van Horn, Brian Jones, Luis Rodriguez, Julie Orlowski, Brian Jones, Madeline Rutherford. It's been very nice to hear from everybody. And we'd love to hear from you if you haven't chimed in this evening. Whether you're a Dayton fan or a Miami fan, if you're a family member of one of the players or a friend, one of the players, and you're rooting for a certain guy, let us know and we'll give a shout out. And or if you just want to say hello, if you want to tell us where you're watching from, we get um, viewers from all over the country, and because we have players from all over the country. There's that yell again. I don't know if you can hear it. At the end of or before the set, or there's a banshee. It sounds like down there. They did that before the second period. So somebody's excited down there as the players come out now for warm ups. We mentioned the goalkeeping records of the Miami players. The Flyers, Jack Studnicka, um, his record his record on the ACHA website is 0-7. The 542 goals against, 848 save percentage, but one of those games is missing. The Akron Zips did not report their stats, and I'm going to have to ask Coach Morris if maybe he can get a hold of them. But that's what makes the Flyers' record incomplete, and why Studnicka is not showing a record of 1-8 is the 0-8 after last night. But it's really 1-8, and because they did not report their game. We are all set for an exciting third period, and underway. Kent Jacobs from the Kettering Ice Arena. Douglas of Miami chips the puck along the boards. And it comes free to center ice. Flyers in the white sweaters, red trunks. Miami in all red. We're going to take a face off all the way back in the Miami zone. Goal scorers again, Douglas and Orlowski, first period for Miami. Stuber, a power play goal for Dayton in the second. From the draw, it's kicks over to Orlowski of Miami. Pass to Schmidt, gets past him down the ice. After it for the Redhawks is Wallace. Wallace drops it back to the point for Feifel. Feifel in the corner now centers right through the slot. Holding it in, Eber. Passes behind the net for Schmidt. Schmidt lost it. Flyers trying to carry out. Flipped up high as the Flyers. Kostelk was checked hard, and now we've got a whistle. Joe Kostelk over on the boards. I don't know why he was over there right now. I don't know if he was having a word with one of the spectators or what. I don't know, but looks like everything's okay. What do we have here, guys? What do we got? Anything? The Miami penalty box is open. Jake Schmidt and Hunter Wallace are having a word with referee Ty the Tank Wilkinson. Going to take a face off at the other end in the Flyer zone. Did we have a penalty? The door to the Miami penalty box is open. And it looks like the Flyers penalty box door is open as well. Well, do we have a timeout? Oh, the glass. Oh. Okay, so that's what Joe Kostelk was over there. We had the plexiglass break. Okay, Jeff Duford, the engineer here for our broadcast, just pointed that out to me. There is some of the plexiglass across the way near the Dayton Blue Line has chipped out, and we'll see. I don't know what they want to do about that. So we've got a delay. I know they are obviously they want to protect the spectators. Very interesting. I haven't seen that here before that I can recall. I've been doing games here at Kettering Ice Arena since 1993, and I don't recall the glass breaking out in that fashion in the past. Got a message from Kathy Bradley. She says, "Go Flyers, watching from Penfield, New York, the bustling metropolis of Penfield, New York." We appreciate Kathy chiming in as we have a delay in the action. As now officials Wilkinson and Sign are now meeting behind the Dayton net. Joe Kostelk is back over there again. He's speaking with some of the spectators, now making his way back to the bench. I assume now that what we're going to wait for is the rink maintenance crew will have to get a new piece of glass. Hey Jeff, will they be able to get are they going to get a new glass? Is that what they're going to do? Calling somebody, so. Oh, okay. They should have stopped. And they should just like screw it, pull it out, and put it in. Okay. I can't play like that because that's the main. Okay, yeah. So looks like we're probably going to get a replacement panel of plexiglass for that. It's over there, and you probably see it on your screen, you can see where there's a just part of the pane of plexiglass. It's just a couple of panels down from the Dayton Blue Line. So we are in a. I call baseball games too for a collegiate minor league in here, and I'm used to this, but I'm used to it being a rain delay. That's kind of what it feels like. Uh, so we have got a stoppage of play with a score of 2-1, and we are poised for what should be a very exciting third period. Clock stopped 18:42 in regulation remaining. Shots on goal unofficially 33-12 favoring Miami. Goals in the game, Douglas and Orlowski of Miami and Stuber of Dayton. Players weave around a little bit. Jeff, you have any jokes? uh, Why they were called the Romans? Do I know why they were called the Romans? Why were the Romans called the Romans? They're always moving around. That's the last joke we're going to get from Jeff. That's a groaner. Oh boy, oh boy. Well, why it's too bad. I could there we are. Cheers, everybody. Okay. Soft shoe. They get up. I'll do a little tap dance. Okay. Let me see here, folks. Let's see. I'm gonna try my best to just keep on blabbing. Somehow doing something. Let's bring you up to date on some sports. We can do that now since I have my phone here with me. What's that? Oh, the glass is being fixed. Okay, well, we're going to get a view of that. Gosh, they don't have a rink crew to do that. The refs have to do it. Okay, okay. Well, what I can do is fill you in on a little bit of sports action today. The Ohio State Buckeyes football team, second ranked in the country, they had their way with the Iowa Hawkeyes. The Buckeyes winning at 54-10. The fifth-ranked Alabama Crimson Tide is shutting out the Mississippi State running Rebels, 24-0. That's in the third quarter down in Tuscaloosa. There's a good one in the Big Ten. Penn State leading Minnesota 17-10. That game at halftime. Penn State 16th ranked in the country. The 17th ranked Kansas State Wildcats lead the 8th ranked Texas Christian Horned Frogs by a score of 28-17 at halftime. The third-ranked Tennessee Volunteers lead their subsidiary, University of Tennessee at Martin, and they won that game 65-24. Elsewhere, fifth-ranked Clemson has defeated 14th-ranked Syracuse 27-21. LSU has upset number 7 Ole Miss by a score of 45-20. 10th-ranked Oregon has upended 9th-ranked UCLA 45-30. 11th-ranked Oklahoma State, a final 41-34 over 20th-ranked Texas. 13th-ranked Wake Forest all over unranked Boston College 43-15. The 21st-ranked Cincinnati Bearcats 29. The Southern Methodist Mustangs 27. That's a final score. 25th-ranked Tulane Green Wave 38. The Memphis Tigers unranked 28. That is a final as well. That's the top 25 college football. Oh, they're taking glass from behind the bench to put in there. Taking a look at the National Hockey League scores, since we're to be sport specific. The St. Louis Blues have shut out the Edmonton Oilers today, a final score of 2-0. That's quite an achievement for the St. Louis Blues to shut out the Connor McDavid and the high-flying Oilers, but the St. Louis Blues off to a very good start, 3-0 so far for Craig Berube's team in the Gateway City. The Pittsburgh Penguins lead the Columbus Blue Jackets 6-3 in the third period. Elsewhere, the Dallas Stars are defeating the Montreal Canadiens, Les Habitants du Montréal, by a score of 5-2 in the third period. Philadelphia Flyers lead the Nashville Predators 2-0 in the second period. Elsewhere, the Boston Bruins have defeated the Minnesota Wild in overtime, 4-3. Another final, New Jersey 2, San Jose 1. Final score, Ottawa 6, Arizona 2. I almost said Phoenix. Arizona Coyotes 2. Another final, Tampa Bay 5, the New York Islanders 3. The Washington Capitals defeated the LA Kings today 4-3. The Toronto Maple Leafs have defeated the Winnipeg Jets, doubling them up 2-1. Later on tonight, Carolina at Calgary, up at the Saddle Dome in Alberta. The Buffalo Sabres will visit the Vancouver Canucks in Vancouver. And lastly, the Colorado Avalanche, defending Stanley Cup champs, will be visiting the Las Vegas Golden Knights tonight in Vegas. Here it's 2-1 in favor of the Miami Redhawks. Got a couple more messages as we're getting ready for action. Boy, they caught me off guard. As we're back I'll catch up on our chat messages here in a moment. We are back to live action. Flyers down 2-1, 18.5 to go in regulation. Play in the Dayton zone. Redhawks centering pass. Top of the slot, shot off the stick of Kensing. Blocked. Another shot saved by the Flyer goalkeeper Studnicka. Here is Andy Kessing. Racing towards center. He's ridden into the boards and takes one of the referees down. And I hope he is not injured. Who is that? Which official is that down there? Is that Greg? I think that's Greg Sign, the official. He's trying to get back on his feet. He's going to shake that off. He got splattered into the boards over there at center. You can see him. He's the smallest of the three officials, standing in the middle of the three zebras over there. And but Greg is okay. These referees take a licking and keep on ticking. Puck dropped. We are back underway. Loose puck at center. Picked up by Frost. He dumps it in the Dayton zone. Back to get it Douglas for Miami. He's checked by Brennan. Loose puck. Gamichia. Shot blocked in front. Here's Douglas trying to center. Tipped in front. Save. Studnicka. Loose puck held in at the left point by Orlowski. Dumps behind the Dayton net. Now back to the point. That's Gamichia's shot. Wide of the mark. Flyers need to get it out. Frost tried to hold it in. Flyers tip it out. Redhawks have to reset. They dump it back in. After it for Miami, Frost. Pass for Massey, but he wiped out along the end boards and goes down. And there's a whistle. Puck kept kicked up over the glass, I assume, and into the netting. We had a couple more messages. Travis C. says, "Go Flyers," watching from inside the Kettering Rec Complex. Hello, Travis. Sharon A. says, "Enjoying the announcing. Thank you very much." And intermission. Don't have that often during club hockey. Nice job. Thank you very much, Sharon. Thanks for keeping us entertained while we get a new pane of glass. Thank you very much, Sharon. And thankfully, they were able to continue the game now. Redhawk shot. Orlowski save with the big leg pads by Studnicka. 2-1, Redhawks lead it there in the all-red uniforms. Orlowski tried to tee up a shot, but had it hook checked away. After it, Ployce of Dayton. Ployce, backhander is high and wide. He raced down in a semi-breakaway now. Ployce trying to chase it down. It's tipped away, and back comes Schmidt. All their way. Schmidt the other way. A shot flipped just wide of the near post. Oh, Jake Schmidt almost put it in, going coast to coast. Now Orlowski back over the Dayton line. And Orlowski now behind the net. Orlowski drops it to the left point. Now to the right point. Back to the left point. One-time shot. And Studnicka the save. He goes down. My goodness. What a game for Studnicka. That was Mike McCormick. A great one-time shot. We had a penalty, and I didn't know it. But Miami is on a power play chance for another minute. I didn't see. Here's a one-time blast by Gamichi that's blocked in front. And now the rebound, they score. The one-timer was blocked in front, and from that rebound of the block shot, it's put in by the Redhawks, Braden Lacombe. Power play goal by Lacombe. What a big goal for Miami to break the ice in this third period. Braden Lacombe. And for young Mr. McComey, his second goal of the year, he hails from Chantasson, New York. Now the other way front, the Flyers score! The other way, what a shot from the right wing! And it's 3-2, the Flyers right back in it. What a shot by the Flyers, Brett Smith. The Flyers, Brett Smith, his first goal of the season. Brett Smith from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He likes to play golf when he's not playing hockey. So 3-2 now, the Red Hawk lead. Martini goes down in the corner, whistle. And Martini's still on his knees over there. We had a whistle on the puck. Did the puck go out of play? Or did we have? I don't think we had a penalty. Stand by. I think the puck just kicked out of play, and then we're going to have a face-off at center. From the draw, puck in the Miami zone. After it, Stuber, Big Ted Stuber. Now there's a centering pass for Kostelk, but it's off a skate. Stuber checked into the boards hard, gets up, shot, saved by Wiseman. Stuber was checked into the boards, got back on his feet, and pulled the trigger on a nice wrist shot, but Wiseman to save. 14:57 to play, regulation time. 3-2 Miami. Puck flipped up, high to center. Back is Trincala. Shot, saved by the stick of Studnicka. At center ice, Sullivan for Miami. Passes ahead for Orlowski. There's a centering pass broken up. Back to Trincala. Trincala. Pass intercepted by the Flyers and cleared away to center ice. Jack Sullivan back to get it for the Red Hawks. Pass at center, Orlowski. Give and go, Trincala. Trincala checked by Bora of Dayton. Puck dumped in the Miami zone. 14 minutes to play. 3-2. Both teams have scored a goal in this third period. Back is Pichetti of Dayton. Pass at center, deflected away by Gamicia of Miami. Loose puck now, Douglas of Miami. Passes over on the left wing to Gamicia. Return pass, deflected away. Back to Gamicia. Gamicia into the Dayton zone. Gamicia. Shot wide. Puck held in by Kelly. Over for Douglas. Far side. Behind the net. Frost. Into the corner. Intercepted by Aiden Ward and cleared away. That'll be icing against Dayton. As JT Kelly of Miami goes back to touch up. 13-18 to play in the third period. Shots on goal unofficially now. 39-14 favoring Miami. Face off, Hunter Wallace wins the draw for the Red Hawks in the Dayton zone. Fought for, held in. Kelly shot, save, rebound is cleared away down the ice. After it is JT Kelly. Icing waved off. Kelly plays it for Gamicia. Here's Gamicia, left wing through center into the Dayton zone. Looking for a cutter, but gets poke checked away. Puck rolls to center ice. And whoa, we've got a, what happened over here? The Flyer goal. Man, oh man alive, I have never seen that. The goal has flipped over on its edge. Now, and we've got a penalty on the play, and it's a roughing minor against big Aiden Ward. Holy Toledo, I was watching the puck, so I didn't see what happened, but the goal flipped over on its front edge. I have never seen that before. Aiden Ward, the Flyer defenseman out of Buffalo, New York, mechanical engineer major, goes in the box for roughing. 2 minutes. Flyers clear the puck away. They trail it 3-2. 12:35 to play in regulation. Big power play for the Red Hawks. They're going to try to put some icing on the cake, whereas the Flyers need desperately to keep the Red Hawks off the board here. There's a centering pass broken up. Fratto shoots behind the net for Emery. Here's Emery in the corner. Back to the point, Gamicia. Right wing, Lacombe. Shot wide. Puck kicks away. Flyers clear it. After it is Lipari. Lipari and Gamicia, but a whistle. That's a penalty on Miami. It's going to be on Jack Massey, number 17. Young Mr. Massey from Great Falls, Virginia. Jack Massey, and he's in the box for a couple of minutes. He joins the Flyer player Aiden Ward, who's in the box for the Flyers. 4-on-4 for a minute, then the Flyers will have a minute of a power play. There's Brennan, shot wide from the left point. Martini drops it in the corner. Puck taken away by the Red Hawks. Back to the line, there's Stuber. Tried to pick it up, but stolen away by the Red Hawks. Back they come. Heading all the way down is Kessing. Drops it behind the Flyer net to Eber. Shot saved by the big pads of Studnicka. Ooh, almost trying to break out was Kostelk. Now here's Kostelk. He's got the puck. A shot. Save from right in front. Oh, big chance for Kostelk trying to tie the game. Whistle, we've got a Flyer player down. Is it Kostelk? Because he collided into the end boards after taking that shot at the other end. He's back on his feet and making his way back to the Flyer bench. 9 seconds left in the Ward roughing minor, and then 1:04 left in the Massey penalty for Miami. In the draw on the Dayton zone. Flyers strip it away. Martini had it for a moment. Now the Red Hawks trying to get it back. Several players fight for it now at his own blue line. It's Emery. He'll flip it all the way down the ice. Flyers on a power play now for 40 seconds. Trying to make something happen. Puck flipped off the glass and cleared away by the Red Hawks. After it for Dayton is Dylan Ployce. Flyers make a change. Back is Ployce. He has to circle back. He gets past Trincala. Passes ahead for Smith. Smith bumped into the boards. He's hammered into the board by two Red Hawk players. And Ployce holds it in. Ployce at the right point for Smith. Gets past him behind the net. Umhafer has it. Umhafer in the corner. Umhafer. Penalties all killed off now. We're back to full strength. Back for the Red Hawks is Hartwell. Hartwell, a shot. And it's a blocker save by Studnicka. And off his pad and over the glass for a face-off. Clock stopped with 9:35 to go in the third period. Colin Hartwell wins the draw for Miami. Back for Sullivan. Sullivan works in front, tries to stuff it in. Stick save, Studnicka. Flyers trying to come back the other way. Here's Bora trying to shake off a check. Bora, couldn't try to stuff it in, but one of the Flyer players, we've got a penalty shot as Matt Orlowski tackles Kevin Bora as he heads to the net, and that is going to result in a penalty shot. It knocked the Red Hawk goal loose off its mooring at this left end. And here we go. It's going to be Kevin Bora, one-on-one, mano y mano against Zach Weisman. Whistle blows, and here we go. Kevin Bora works in for the tie. Shot. He scored! Kevin Bora! Ties the game at 3. For Kevin Bora, his first goal of the season. Kevin out of Boston, Massachusetts, junior. That's got to be one of his finest moments in a Flyer uniform. An exciting penalty shot goal to tie the game against this tough Miami Redhawk squad. Now Aiden Ward, he's checked into the boards. Gets the puck to center. There's a collision between a couple of players, and another Redhawk player goes down. That's Wallace. And a penalty on the Redhawks. And that's going to be Jake Schmidt. That's an interference minor on Jake Schmidt. Jake Schmidt out of Euclid, Ohio. That's up in the, I believe, the Cleveland area. Big power play for the Flyers. All tied at 3. Loose puck in the Miami zone. Cleared out by the Redhawks, Henry Frost. Frost spelled Froass. Here come the Flyers. Brett Smith. Smith ridden into the boards by Frost. And the puck cleared and a whistle. A minute 32 left in the Dayton power play. What's going on here, boys? No penalty, apparently. You're going to take the face off on the near dot outside the Dayton blue line. Andy Douglas for Miami. Lost the draw. Flyers win it. Pass at center ice. Into the Red Hawk zone is Brennan. Brennan rims it along the far side. Boyce holds it in. For Lapari, it's off his stick. Loose puck in front. Boyce! He's got Boyce picks up the loose puck in the slot. A power play goal! And the Flyers lead it 4-3. Holy cats almighty! Dylan Ployce as the puck bounded loose in the slot area right in front of the Miami crease. Ployce jumps on it, scores his first goal of the season. A power play goal, and it's 4-3 Dayton. Dylan Ployce out of Chicago, Illinois. Flyers' first lead of the game now at 4-3. There's Sullivan up for McCormick for Miami. Pass back to McCormick. He tips it wide of the Flyer net. 7.5 to go in regulation. Puck fought for along the far boards in the Dayton zone. Ployce leaves it for Yasenic. Yasenic tips it over the glass, and we'll have a face-off. 7:21 to play. My goodness, what a barn burner we have here at the Kettering Ice Arena. Flyers looking for their first home win of the season. They won one game earlier, and that was on the road at Akron. They lost last night in Oxford to this Miami team 6-0, but they are playing an inspired game this afternoon. This evening, I should say. 4-3 now, the Flyers lead it. Loose puck at center ice. Schmidt of Miami has it poke checked away. It bounds over to Kelly of Miami. Passes into the Dayton zone. Brennan chips it out for the Flyers. It's picked up by Kelly. JT Kelly back into the Dayton zone. Kelly, a shot. And a save made by Studnicka. It's off his big mitt and tips up over the glass into the netting. And we'll have a face-off. 6.5 to play in regulation. From the draw, Eber shot wide of the Dayton net. Now here's Andy Douglas from Miami. Douglas harassed by two Flyers. Comes away with it behind the net, has it stripped away from behind by Smith. Smith tips it ahead for Stuber, but it tips up over the boards, and we'll have another face-off. Flyers 4, Redhawks 3 with 6:16 to play in the third period. Nice pass on the tape at center to Boer, but he's ridden into the boards along the Miami bench. Loose puck. Center to Lapari. And he centers in front for Ward. He bangs into the goalie. There's a delayed penalty on Dayton. Interference. And as he banged into the goalkeeper, that's Aiden Ward, I believe. Aiden Ward. Interference on the goalie. Interference against Ward on the goalie. So that's 2 minutes. Big power play. Big penalty kill coming up for the Flyers. They need it by a goal. After it for Dayton, DeLeo. DeLeo trying to fight off Hartwell in his own end. Orlowski lost his stick. He wanted a penalty. Nothing called. Back come the Redhawks the other way. Right to left. There's Schmidt. Schmidt behind the Dayton net. Centers. Held in by Hartwell. Centering pass down to the point. But there is Orlowski, I beg your pardon. Orlowski, a big shot from the right wing. That's blocked. Here's Hartwell from the right point. Now one-time blast from the left wing and save made by Studnicka. Centering pass, shot, one-timer, tip in front. Holy cow! How did that puck not go in? My goodness gracious. A couple of great passes by the Redhawks in front, and somehow Studnicka keeps the puck out. It remains 4-3 with 1:10 left in the Miami power play chance. 5:07 to play in the third. Holy cow, and I could not believe that the Redhawks didn't tip that puck in. It looked like Studnicka was down against the far post in all the build-up of players in front of the net. The puck stays out, and we've got a face-off. Well, we've got a delay. What's happening now? Referee sign is waiting. As referee Wilkinson having a word with the Miami bench. And Coach Rooney, Mike Rooney out of Chicago, Illinois. He played at Ohio University, but now coaching the Miami Redhawks D2 ACHA team. Less than a minute left in the power play chance for Miami. Puck cleared back into the Redhawk zone. Back is Colin Hartwell for Orlowski. Rink wide pass. Orlowski shot wide from the carom of the inboards back to Orlowski. Has it stripped from behind by Boyce. Boyce winds up to whack it down the ice, but it deflects and stays in. Now it kicks down the ice. After it, Ted Stuber, along with Hartwell of Miami. Stuber steals it away, but then had it stripped from behind. Nice play by the Redhawks, Hunter Wallace. Now back come the Redhawks the other way. Here's Schmidt. Schmidt trying to tip it in front. Now back to the left point. Shot partially fanned on by Gamicia. Somebody broke a broken stick out there. Dumped in the Dayton zone. Penalty killed off by the Flyers. They lead it 4-3. There's Rory Brennan. Pass to the right wing. Now at center for Bora. Bora. Long shot from center. Right on. And the save made by Wiseman. Dangerous shot from center ice by Bora. He flipped a high line drive about thigh high or waist high, and it bounced in on end on Wiseman. He had to be very careful. And he put his big leg pads together and made the stop, and now we've got a timeout, I believe, by the Redhawks. Coach Rooney and his staff. Meanwhile, Coach Morris and the Flyers are grouped together. Timeout. I think so. I'm assuming it's Miami. Okay, so Tony's not here. Tony Morris. I wondered about that because he sent a chat message earlier about the volume. So Coach Morris is not here today. And that's Coach Sams and Coach Moravec are running the squad today. So Coach Morris is not here. And I should have realized that when he sent a chat message at the beginning of the game. So we are all set now. Face off in the Red Hawk zone with 3.5 to go. Foot race down the ice. It's Lacombe and Smith. Lacombe trying to kick it free. It's taken away for the Flyers and cleared down the ice. After it for Miami is Gamicia. Gamicia for Kelly. Rink wide pass. Gamicia. Deflected away. Loose puck at center. After it for the Flyers, Smith. Great play to keep it from in front of his own net. Great play by Brett Smith. Now shot by Gamicia, blocked on defense, or that was Lacombe. I beg your pardon. Lacombe the shot. Now the puck cleared down the length of the ice, and the icing on Dayton. 2:49 to play. In the third and final period. I say final unless the game gets tied up, and we'll probably have an overtime. Face off in the Dayton zone is going to be Chris Emery for the Redhawks against Colin Umhafer of Dayton. Misplay on the face-off. And we'll do it again. Emery v. Umhafer. From the face-off. Emery wins the draw. Puck centered. And poke checked away by the goalkeeper, Studnicka. Puck fought for in the far corner of the Dayton zone. Several players wrestling for it. Digging at the puck. Orlowski came away with it. Tried to carry in front, but lost the handle before he could pull the trigger on a shot. Now back is Emery. checked at the Dayton blue line, but he tips it back and forth over the blue line. That's offside against the Red Hawks. 2:18 to go. Shots on goal unofficially favoring Miami 45-17. But the Flyers, who were shut out yesterday by Zach Weissman and shut out today for a period and a half, have solved the Miami netminder. Maybe a little bit of fatigue on Weissman's half could be, but he hadn't played these games this weekend are his first two of the season and playing back-to-back days. What a great effort by the Flyers today, and we've got a whistle. Want to take the face-off back to the other end under 2 minutes to go. Puck had flipped up over the glass. Inspired play in this third period by the Flyers. They came into the frame trailing it 2-1. Now lead it 4-3. Loose puck back behind the Flyer net. Red Hawks have it. Pass back to the point for Kelly. Kelly dumps behind the net for Wallace. Wallace to Lacombe along the boards. Lacombe for Wallace. To Kelly, right point. Kelly now left point for a shot for Gamicia, blocked in front. Gamicia can't hold it in. It's all the way down. It's an empty net at the other end as the Red Hawks are playing with the goal tender on the bench for the extra man. The Flyers trying for the empty net goal that would put a capper on it. And the Flyers looking for their first home win of the season. Now there's another timeout. I don't know if this is a Flyer timeout. Apparently, because I believe the other timeout was Miami's. I think the teams are allotted just one timeout apiece per game. Boy, what a thriller we've had today. We appreciate everyone's joining us today, whether you're a Flyer fan or you're a Miami rooter as well. We appreciate everybody's joining us for some very exciting college club hockey this evening from Kettering, Ohio. We're all set. 1:10 to go. The net at the Miami end is empty as they have the extra attacker. They have a 6-on-5 skater advantage. Here's Orlowski. Shot! Save! Rebound! Stendika! The save! As he pops it out of the air. And then a whistle. And Max Studnicka. Wow, he made the initial save. The puck popped up high. He swatted it away. A dangerous chance right there. Now, because of the face-off at center, Weissman has to get back in the net. Now, as the puck is cleared in the Dayton zone, Weissman heads back to the bench for the extra attacker, who is Fratto. 1 minute to play in regulation. Flyers lead it 4-3. The goal at the other end is empty. Several players digging at the loose puck in the far corner of the Dayton zone. As they wrestle around for it, it finally kicks free. Here's Gamicia's shot, blocked on defense. Puck flipped down the ice, and that'll be an icing violation on the Flyers. As the Flyers going for that empty net. But the disadvantage in doing that, if you miss, is that you have a face-off way back in your own zone. The payoff would have been a game happier for a goal. Here's Orlowski. Shot blocked in front. Centering pass by Lacombe. Cleared away. Oh, a pass for Stuber is broken up. The Stelk trying to break up Schmidt in the Dayton zone. Floyce has it in the corner. Under 10 seconds left. Puck fought for in the corner. 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Fire it! Flyers win it 4-3 as they mob Jack Stednicka. They push the goal off its mooring. Anthony Martini goes over to celebrate with the crowd. So does Liam McClymans. Oh, what a big win for the Flyers. And now the Redhawks wait for the handshake at center. Boy, that's what a win for the Flyers today over a heavily favored Miami squad. They lost at 6-0 last night and down early 2-0 after one period tonight. It looked like, well, deja vu, but it was not deja vu. The Flyers come out, play very well in the second period, score a goal to cut the lead to 2-1. And then in this third period, they outscore the Redhawks 3-1, including a penalty shot goal and a power play goal. The Flyers, well, this is going to be a highlight of the season. I'll tell you right there. Jack Studnick being hugged by Anthony Martini, two seniors. They've had some struggles through these past several seasons. But I tell you what, and that hug Anthony Martini gave to goalie Jack Studnicka, that just spoke volumes because like I say, at times there's been some struggles for this Flyer team the last couple of seasons, but what an inspired performance this evening, and I really am moved by the hug that Martini gave to Studnicka. Two seniors, they played very hard these past 4 seasons. They had to skip, of course, the COVID season, um, but that hug that those two exchanged just spoke volumes for this Flyer squad. Two seniors, really the top scorer and the goalie, um, that they put it together today and just had an outstanding performance. I didn't see this coming. Um, the Flyers they they regrouped, yeah, in that second period. I mean, they could have folded the tent. I mean, they were outscored 8-0 over the past 4 periods by the Redhawks coming into the second period tonight. But they really put it together. I tell you what, they just completely um, started on a just they played inspired hockey. I don't know how else to put it in the second and third periods. It's like they decided that we're going to do it. And what a performance by the Dayton Flyers today. And I'm going to recap the scoring for you. Again, I don't have the assists because they didn't announce them here. Um, Unofficial shots on goal, unofficial. Um, Miami 47-17. and the Flyers win it 4-3. Wow, what a performance tonight. Let's go over the scoring. First of all, in the first period, the Red Hawks scored the first two goals in the game in the first period. Andy Douglas got his fourth of the season, and then Matt Orlowski scored, and for Matt, his ninth goal of the season. What a season Matt Orlowski's having. Lead now the team leader in goals, his ninth. And after one, the Red Hawks led it 2-0. Well, in the second period, big Ted Stuber, the big grad student, Ted got his first goal of the season. Let me make sure I have that right. It was second. I beg your pardon. Teddy, his second goal of the season. And for Ted, that goal to me kind of turned things around. It was a power play goal. They were out here on the left end, and Ted had to get up and he had to fight off a defender, and he went in and got that goal, and with great effort. And it just seemed like that goal by Stuber in the second period just changed things. It changed the game. Um, once the Flyer team saw, hey, we can score and we're in it. I think that they carried that into the third period, and what a thriller of a third period! Holy cats almighty, I like to say. Um, the Red Hawks looked like they retook control of the game on a goal by Braden Lacombe. And for Lacombe, and if I mispronounce his hometown, Shant Chantalasson, Minnesota, I'm not pronouncing that right. But for Braden Lacombe, his second goal of the season, and that was a power play goal, and that made it 3-1. And that could have turned the tide easily the other way. I mean, that could have broken the Flyers' backs. They could have gotten down and thought, oh, here we go. Um, but no, just seconds later, Brett Smith, Brett Smith, tremendous effort, his first goal of the season. Young Mr. Smith from Pittsburgh, PA. Um, Brett flipped in a goal down here just moments after the Lacombe goal for Miami, and immediately made it 3-2. And boy, did that energize the crowd here and really got the Flyer bench on fire. And then a tremendous individual effort by Kevin Bora. Kevin, um, a junior out of Boston, fighting off a defender, coming all the way down, and boy, he had a great shot to put it in, or he was taking a great shot, and he got tackled as he fought his way down into the slot area in front of the Miami goal, and was tackled, um, and that resulted in a penalty shot. And Kevin Bora, and again, this has got to be a highlight of his college career. He takes the puck and one deke to the left flips over, and it looked like to me he flipped a backhander in past um, Wiseman, and that just blew the lid off the place and tied the game at 3. And then Dylan Ployce, I keep saying great individual effort, because in all these plays, real struggle. Uh, uh, Fighting to get toward the Red Hawk net. Dylan Ployce, a puck hopped over past behind the Red Hawk net, and it looked like it was going to be cleared away, but it popped off a stick in front, and Ployce hopped on it, and he was ready, and he had his stick down, and he was ready, and he had it, and quick flip of the puck past Wiseman, and that was the bomb that set this place off, man. I tell you, because that gave the Flyers their first lead of the game. It was a power play goal, and for Dylan Ployce, that was his first goal of the season, and a power play goal, and that was the eventual game winner, 4-3. So um, let's pick 3 stars, and it's going to be uh, this is going to be a tough call. What the 3 stars of the game? There are so many um, um, that I could hand out. Um, um, I will have to go with. I'm going to go with Kevin Bora as the 3rd star of the game. Kevin, the game tying goal on that penalty shot. I'm going to give the number 2 star of the game to Dylan Ployce of the Flyers, and the number 1 star I'm going to give to Jack Studnicka. Jack stopping 44 of 47 shots. That's unofficial, but 44 out of 47 shots. Jack Studnicka, the winning goal keeper, the number 1 star of the game today. And I could give honorable mention to a lot of other players. There were a lot of players on the Red Hawks that I could mention. Joe Gamichia, I was mentioning his name all evening. Certainly the goal scorers in the game, Douglas and Lacombe, and Matt Orlowski was all over the ice, calling his name out all evening. And um, and those guys all get an honorable mention, but those are the 3 stars that I'm picking. Number 3, Bora; number 2, Ployce; and number 1, the Flyer goalie, Jack Studnicka. So that is going to do it. Jeff, when is our next one? I'm delinquent. I should have looked that up. Use your magic phone. Our next Flyer home game that we're going to carry. Producer Jeff is looking it up. I know better. I know I should have looked that up before the game, and I didn't. Any other chats? Let's see. Do we have any? Oh, let me read the chats that I didn't get to. I'm going to catch up, folks, before I sign off here. The chat messages. Um, Sharon A says creative glass replacement, and they did quick. They did a good job, and the referees did a good job. Sharon said nice penalty shot. Steve Bradley says you did it. Congrats, Flyers. Thanks, Steve. We appreciate you joining us and mentioning that. Sharon A says this game had it all. You're right, Sharon. You're right. Busted glass, penalty shot, good game action, fun to watch. This was a barn burner. You're exactly right, Sharon. Madeline Rutherford says, great job from Grandma and Grandpa Rutherford. Great job. Nicole Kostelk says, way to go, Flyers, watching from Charleston, South Carolina. So thank you to Nicole. Thanks to everybody, whether you're a Flyer fan or Red Hawk fan. Appreciate everybody joining us. Oh my goodness, what a thriller! No, November. Okay, so our next. Okay, okay. So um. Oh, I thought you were coming up for an interview. Do you want to be interviewed? No. I was going to interview Coach Sands, but he's okay. So yeah. Well, what a job! Great job, Chris. Um, so I'm going to sneak. There you go. Have a good night. Or photographer, team photographer is heading out. So November 19th, 7 o'clock. It's probably a Saturday, I imagine. November 19th, a Saturday, 7 o'clock p.m. right here against the Ohio State Buckeyes, and that will be the last home game of the year. And then the Flyers will go on basically a 2 month vacation break, and then they will get back with you in January. So one more home broadcast November 19th at 7 o'clock, a Saturday night against those Ohio State Buckeyes club team. That should be a good one. I think that's going to be a great game. Ohio State right now is 3-3. The Flyers, if they can get a tailwind from this performance tonight and get some steam going, I bet you that that game's going to be a good one. So definitely join us on November 19th, Saturday night at 7. So, well, I've games like this that are so exciting. You just keep blabbing. I could keep going, but we're gonna wrap things up. And I got to get a star of the game thing going. I'm gonna have to talk to the coaches. I'll have to see if we can interview guys. We'll have to do that, Jeff. Maybe dropping the mic down into the bench, but trying to do an interview with the players like a star of the game. We could drop the mic down, and I could do it down. So I'll have to talk to the coaches about arranging that. So we'll do that maybe next time. So okay, folks, we'll wrap things up. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Again, the final score tonight: the Dayton Flyers 4 and the Miami Redhawks 3. From Kettering Ice Arena, this is Kent Jacobs speaking for our engineer, producer, statistician, guru, Jeff Duford, saying good night, everybody, and we'll see you next time for Flyer Hockey. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good night.